Welcome to Pale Blue Pod, the astronomy podcast for people who are overwhelmed by the universe but want to be its friend.
Yes, that's who it's for. I'm Corinne Caputo, a writer and funny person, and I am a friend to the universe.
Yeah, but you were once, or maybe still, intimidated by space.
Yeah, it was like the cool girl that I didn't know how to approach and just assumed didn't like me.
Oh my god, the universe loves that description, for sure. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Moiya McTier. I'm an astrophysicist and a folklorist and, friend to the universe. We run errands together. That's how close we are.
That is exactly the kind of friendship I want, where it's like, hey, I'm going on this trip. Do you want to just come? Like, trip to the store. And it's like, great. Yeah. And then we go home, and it's like, easy.
Yeah, last week I needed some face moisturizer, and I was like, hey, universe, want to come with me to CVS? And the universe was like, yeah, I'll come with you.
CVS has some of the best stuff. Mm-hmm. It's such a good pharmacy to just kill time.
Yeah, you really can just go, and if you're like too early for a meeting or something, you can just go to CVS.
Find a new lotion or something. Love it.
Love it. We are not in a CVS right now, although it may seem like we were. So last week, I went to this beautiful concert in a church, and I heard 4 string musicians play music from the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, and it was...
Oh my god. How cool.
A magical experience. I loved it so much, and so I was like, I would like to go back to a church to do something cool that I enjoy. And so we are in the basement of a Gothic church. I say basement, but we're not actually below ground. Like, we can still see stained glass windows with light shining through. It is not Sunday. There is no service going on, but the organist is practicing, and so we can hear some of that. We can hear the silent, contemplative shuffle of of people walking by, and I have a complicated connection to churches, but it is a very soothing environment down here.
Yeah, surprisingly soothing. I think during COVID, my now husband and I quarantined for a little while in a church. And
excuse me?
I know it sounds so weird, but my in-laws are part of the Unitarian Universalist Church in their neighborhood, and it wasn't being used, so it was like a perfect spot to kind of stay in. And it's not a Gothic church like this at all. It's like a really a big open room, and it would have folding chairs, not like church pews, so it didn't feel super churchy. But yeah, we lived in it for a little while, and it was so cool. I've never had ceilings so high in my life, and I probably never will again.
I am so mad at you that we have been doing this podcast for 38 episodes, and you're just now telling me that you lived in a church for a little bit of COVID.
It was literally 2 weeks long, but in my memory, we lived in it for 6 months. I spent a year of my life there. We did get engaged in the church, which was fun.
Corinne, why haven't you told me this before? That's so cute.
It was so cute.
Okay, I love this for you. Thank you for finally sharing it with me.
Secrets
All
out.
It took was us coming back to a church to record an episode.
Yeah, we'll have to do another episode there one day.
We're not talking about churches. We're not talking about anything religious. I kind of feel like we're talking about the exact opposite.
I do worship at the altar of film and TV. So
yeah, that is true. This is, I think both of us, this is something very sacred to us as people who aspire to work in the TV industry. We have both rewatched. Actually,
yes.
We have both rewatched the movie Galaxy Quest from 1999, and we are here to talk about it.
I love this movie. It's one of the best. One of the best ones.
The best. I loved this movie as a kid. I forgot most of what happened, and when I rewatched it, my judgment was like, yeah, this holds up. This is as good as I remember it being.
It's just it's so fun when that happens, because I'm like, oh, my stupid kid brain doesn't know what's good. No, this was good top to bottom. It is a perfect film.
Yeah. Then let's just get right into it. And hopefully, listeners, you have watched this before, if you care about spoilers. If you have not watched it and you do care about spoilers, pause this episode. Go watch the movie. I watched it on Paramount Plus.
And I will say, this movie is so funny and so good, and I don't want to ruin it for anyone. So if you haven't seen it, I really want you to see it without knowing anything about it.
And then come back to us and just giggle with us as we talk about how amazing it was.
Yeah. Let's start with a little summary. Okay.
Good luck.
Okay, we're opening on a fan convention. So it's a fan convention for a 1980s space adventure series similar to Star Trek, called Galaxy Quest. And the cast of this show attend these fan conventions, and it's implied that this is what they do now. They were once at the height of fame, and now they're kind of doing these trivial promotional appearances.
And we're supposed to feel bad for them, but they get paid $50 for one autograph. So
I was like, oh my God, you're supposed to feel bad. And I was like, but there are so many people at this convention. I simply don't feel bad, but I can understand that the creative person within you is like, oh, what else am I?
Especially Alan Rickman's character, R.I.P.
Yes, especially Alan Rickman's character.
Yeah, who's like, I used to be an actor.
Yes, an actor. Okay, so the series for Galaxy Quest, the show within the movie, the former star is Jason, played by Tim Allen, and he thrives on attention and is just loving. He is riding the wave of I am an icon. But his co-stars, Gwen, Alexander, Fred, and Tommy, they kind of resent him and the state of their careers. So while they're signing autographs at this thing, Jason, who is late, of course, and I'm going to try to go through this. There's things I'm going to leave out, but that's why you have to see it. It's not a spoiler choice. It's just an efficiency choice because I could just dwell on every scene.
But they're so good that we could dwell. You
know.
need to know, listeners, we could, but we're choosing not to your sake.
This is for you. Okay, so Jason, he is approached in line when he's signing autographs by the Thermians. And they are this alien race, and they are...
We don't know that yet.
We don't know that yet. They just seem like four absolute weirdos. And it's most of the people at this convention are odd and way too obsessed with this show. So it's not so weird that a diehard fan would approach him and take the show deeply seriously. So Jason thinks they're just in character, and they're way too obsessed with him and the show, and he kind of blows them off. And then he thinks they're people for the gig that he booked for tomorrow. And he's like, you know what? I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure there's a limo. And they're kind of like, oh, okay. And everyone separates. Jason goes to the bathroom, and when he's in there, he overhears some younger guys making fun of the convention and of him and of the cast. And he gets deeply embarrassed. And he's back at the autograph table, just now he's phoning it in. Before he was indulging every fan, really playing into his character and his captain role and all that. And now he's just firing off the autographs, super grumpy. And then Justin Long approaches.
A baby Justin Long.
He plays this guy named Brandon. This is his film debut. And,
is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's also Rainn Wilson's film debut. Rainn Wilson was one of the Thermians. So Justin Long comes up and is asking him about some of the, intricacies of how the ship works. And Tim Allen is like, this is a show. Is super curt, blows him off. Not how he usually treats fans at all. And Justin Long is kind of disappointed and walks off with his friends. But Jason goes home. He's in a super grumpy mood. And we see Sigourney Weaver's character. Yeah, Sigourney Weaver plays Gwen, telling Alan Rickman's character that she's never seen Tim Allen's character like this. And I say all the actors' names because in every scene you're like, I can't believe this mega star is in this movie.
Every single time a new person comes on the screen, you're like, they're in this?
Yes, exactly. And you're like, how did this happen? And I'm trying to put myself in the headspace of 1999 where I'm like, I don't know how big these actors were then either, but it just feels, it certainly contributes to why the movie's so great.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jason pours himself a drink and he's clearly depressed still. And then he wakes up on the floor of his empty house, no pants, button-up shirt only. And
no underwear.
No, and I was like, how did they film this? But yeah, no pants, no underwear, just in a shirt, completely hungover. And then there's a tapping on the window. And Jason stirs awake, and at the window are all four of the Thermians arrived at Jason's house to pick him up for this gig, quote unquote. Jason is super hungover, and he still does not grasp that these are aliens and that he's been transported to like, well, okay, this part was so funny to me. He's like, okay, fine, let me get dressed. And he starts looking for his shoes and stuff, and all the Thermians like look in the ceiling. He's like, can you help me look for the shoe? And they all look up at the ceiling. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. It was so good. It's like a brilliant little
just
touch.
like those little moments were so fun. So they transport him to a working recreation of the Protector, which is the starship from Galaxy Quest. And he's so impressed with what he thinks is a set. And he even makes a joke. He's like, usually I'm in someone's garage. And they're like, oh, huh. And they're talking such a weird way. And I loved it. And they're like, listen, our species is getting exterminated by this warlord, Ceres. And we need help. We're losing our people. We've lost our planet. Like, we need you, this iconic commander, to save the day. And he's like, Tim Allen's like, yeah, sure. And he is drinking Coca-Cola this whole time, like sunglasses on, does not understand what's going on, thinks he's just making a quick buck. So they project their enemy onto the big screen, and it's this like terrifying looking dinosaur alien. And Tim Allen just like rambles off a bunch of like, yeah, sure, just like, let's put that to Mega Death 5 and whatever. And they're like, okay.
Destroy the ship.
And the Thermians do what he says, and it kind of works. And Tim Allen's like, okay, great. I gotta go. I have another gig. And it turns out Ceres is looking for the Omega-13, which is like this secret super weapon that was mentioned in the Galaxy Quest finale. But the show got canceled, and like even Tim Allen doesn't know what the Omega-13 is. Like that episode was never written. So no one knows what it can do, but it is like this coveted, weapon. Anyway, Jason defeats, we think, Ceres, and the Thermians are so grateful, and they give him like a transmitter that looks exactly like the kind of cell phones that they would use, an iconic prop from the show, except this time it really works. And then they're like, great, we'll send you home. And he stands on this platform, gets completely covered in goo, and shot through a black hole back to Earth. And then it cuts to Tim Allen just like shaking and terrified, standing in his house, like, oh my God, what just happened? And you can see, like,
I was actually in space.
I was just in space. So he's realizing, oh, this was not a gig. This just happened. This was real. And this is super weird. So he is running to the gig that he is, again, super late for with the rest of the Galaxy Quest cast. And they're like, why did you even show up? You are hours late. Don't even bother coming. But he's like, no, you don't understand. Aliens are real. They came to me. They love us. And the cast is not buying it at all. They start to walk away.
I mean, would you? Like,
no,
absolutely
of course not. I would be like, you have been an insane man this whole time. I'm just here to make money and go, whatever. And also, the rest of the cast is not as beloved as Tim Allen's character is at these conventions. So they're just like, you just get to waltz in here late. You always get the attention. You always get the money. You get whatever. So I understand there's like animosity towards him. But then one of the lady Thermian, Laliari, she comes and she's like, Jason, listen, that thing worked for a little while, but Ceres is back and we need your help again. So the cast, thinking it's a job, kind of follows him to it. And he's like, first Jason goes, and they're like, you know what, we should just do the gig too. It'll be great for us. So, amazing news, they all get goo transported, and they're landing in the ship, totally freaked out because they just got shot through space. So it's
a valid reaction.
It's the whole cast plus Sam Rockwell's character, who was in one episode of Galaxy Quest, and he was
for
like
the first 5 minutes.
Yes, he was like one of the red shirt characters, which in Star Trek terms means like if you're in the red shirt, you're gonna die in this episode. So that was his character, and nobody recognizes him ever. Even the cast is like, we worked with you, like has no idea who he is. So it's the core crew plus this character. They all get transported. They're totally freaked out. And now they're aboard the Protector, and they learn that the Thermians, who possess no concept of storytelling or fiction.
Or deception.
No, that culture does not include deception at all. They believe that Galaxy Quest is historical documents that have been transmitted through space. And they were so personally inspired by these adventures, and like they based their entire society and their tech on the show, and everyone is just like stunned. And also the Thermians enter the room not in their human disguise, as like octopus or whatever they are, squids. So they're just so scared and so confused. And then as they're having this conversation, they're realizing, wait, the Thermians think we are really our characters. Is it dangerous if we were to come clean right now? Like, what is going on? And Tim Allen, again, loves attention, is like, no, like, play along, play along. So they start playing along. And I don't think Tim Allen's character realizes yet that this is actually, like, Saris is actually a villain who can threaten their lives. But they're playing along. They all go into, like, the command room. And they take the same seats that they take in the show. And it turns out that the Thermians have created this ship based on exactly how they used the props in the show, Galaxy Quest. So everyone should know how to use the controls, but because they were all completely fake, they're not quite sure how to fly or how to shoot weapons or how to do anything. And in a little battle they have, it turns out that they go through this magnetic minefield. The ship's power source, a beryllium sphere, is now useless. The ship is useless. Saris is going to win. What do they do now? They need to get another beryllium sphere.
Classic sci-fi problem.
And I love this. Gwen, Sigourney Weaver's character, her role in the show was that she talks to the computer and repeats what the computer says. That is her whole job. And on this ship, that is all she can do. She's the only person who can communicate with the computer, and then all she does is repeat exactly what it says. It was so funny to me.
It was so funny, but also, like, very 1999.
So 99. So, and, like, I liked they leaned into that stereotype in this fun way. I think it's, like, a bad stereotype when your female character has no job and no purpose beyond, like, being hot. But it was really funny to me that they got to play this kind of slightly subversive version. I mean, this movie does not pass the Bechdel test, but it is so funny. So they need a new beryllium sphere. Long story short, they land on this planet, and they're looking for miners. And it turns out they're these little, like, adorable childlike aliens, and everyone is like, oh my god, they're so cute, this is so great. Turns
they look
out
like little Teletubbies.
They look like Teletubbies, and they have little butts.
They do. They have actual, like, gluteus
butt cheeks. Yeah,
butt cheeks. I love an alien butt.
It's so funny. And usually I'm like, why are these aliens looking like people? But for this one, I thought it was funny. Turns out these little guys are not cute at all. They're very dangerous. They have crazy teeth, and they eat each other. So what's going to stop them from eating these humans that have raided their space?
Corinne, I don't like that you equate cannibalism with not being cute.
You know what was not cute for me? The teeth. As soon as they smiled that big and had all those teeth, I was like, I'm out.
Oh, for me, it's butt, then tiny sharp teeth. I thought they were adorable.
The teeth, too. That's so funny. I was like, they would bite my head off. So they need the beryllium sphere that these, like, little aliens mine for, and they start rolling it back to their ship, and they kind of sort of get it, but then Tim Allen doesn't make it on the ship. And the rest of the crew gets back to the Protector, but Tim Allen is stuck down there battling the little guys. And the aliens have got him surrounded, and he's fighting off this kind of, like, warthog alien. And meanwhile, he's talking to Tony Shalhoub, who I haven't name dropped yet, but Tony Shalhoub plays one of the core cast members of Galaxy Quest.
Fred Kwan.
Yeah, Kwan. They're like, you have to beam me up. And they're like, we don't know how to do it. It's never successfully worked, but you have to try. So they have
also, like, the way this beam thing works is that it, in classic sci-fi transporter fashion, splits you up into, like, your base components and then reassembles you at the new place.
Yes.
But because they have never tested it on a human before, and that's what the technology was developed for, like, they don't know if it's going to work.
It doesn't work. And they do have a great idea, which is to do it on the Warthog instead of Jason. And it does turn the Warthog completely inside out, and then it explodes, which was so funny. But the aliens on the planet are still chanting something. So Jason thought that they were chanting for him to fight this beast, but it turns out what they are saying is rock, rock, because there is a rock monster. And all of these, like, kind of independent boulders reassemble into the shape of a man. And Tim Allen can't possibly fight this thing. Before he was fighting the warthog with, like, his t-shirt. It's never going to work for this rock guy. So Tim Allen is just begging to be beamed up. And he coaches Tony Shalhoub's character through it. And finally, as the rock man is about to fall on Tim Allen, he gets beamed away and emerges unscathed for the most part on the ship. And we think it's great. Now we have the beryllium sphere. We can fight Ceres one more time. After returning to the Protector, they discover that Ceres has seized the ship and is demanding the Omega-13 device. And Jason confesses that he is not the actual commander, and he shows Ceres the Galaxy Quest historical documents, quote unquote, and understanding they are just actors, Ceres is like, you have to go tell the Thermians, like, kind of in, like, a funny way. Like, wait till they see how you've betrayed them.
Also, like, the fact that Ceres immediately understands what a TV show is implies that they have TV on his home world.
But they don't have them for the Thermians at all.
Right.
So Ceres, being the evil guy he is, he, like, activates this self-destruct, like, feature of the ship and leaves the Thermians and the Galaxy Quest cast for dead. The humans decide they're gonna stop this from happening, and they're gonna defeat Ceres's, like, remaining army members that are still in the Protector. And Jason communicates, he has the brilliant idea. I earlier ran into Justin Long, blew him off, and when he did blow him off, they both dropped their transmitters and picked up the wrong ones. And Jason realized, I can call to this super fan and get advice on what to do. And because this ship was built, like, in a perfect replica of the show, Brandon's working knowledge of the ship is going to help them navigate to, like, where to get the Omega-13 and where to get, you know, how to save the day. So Brandon walks Gwen and Jason through the ship, and it is such a funny sequence where they have to go through these, like, chomping devices. And Sigourney Weaver's character is so funny in this moment. And she's like, it doesn't make any logical sense that the ship would have this on board. And she's completely right. You would never randomly install such a life-threatening thing in your house.
Like, clearly just from TV. And, like, maybe from an episode of TV where the writers were on strike or something.
Yes, exactly. It's so funny.
So bad.
They get through it, luckily, Jason and Gwen, with the help of Brandon, Justin Long. And then we finally see the Omega-13, which is so cool. It's like this kind of weird molecule DNA snake that's just, like, spinning in the air. And they learn that the Omega-13, what it does is it can jump you back in time 13 seconds. And they're like, what is that for? And Jason's like, I don't know, to fix, like, one mistake. Because it does feel like too short. You can, like, jump back one, like, Vine or one TikTok. Like, is how far back you're going to go. So the Protector is, like, they're back in the command center now. And the crew challenges Ceres and draws his ship into the magnetic minefield that they had gone through earlier. But this time the Protector is able to navigate in such a way that they're able to shoot all the mines into Ceres's vehicle, blowing it up. And it's like...
Did not get that part.
Oh, really? Okay. That's so funny. They were like...
No, like, just logistically...
It would never work.
It wouldn't... How?
It would never work. So they're able to launch these mines into the ship, destroying it, and the Protector is finally going home. All the living Thermians are saved. So then, so they're going to Earth, and it seems like they saved the day. And then the, like, doors open up, and Tony Shalhoub's character comes in, and it's like, oh, he's, like, here to celebrate. Guess what? He pulls out a gun, and he shoots Tim Allen's character, because it is not Tony Shalhoub. It is Ceres, disguised as Tony Shalhoub. And everyone on the ship in the command room gets shot. And then Tim Allen has a great idea, and he calls to one of the Thermians, the commander, and he's like, activate Omega-13. And it gets activated, and it jumps back 13 seconds, which is just enough time for Tim Allen to disarm the Ceres dressed as Tony Shalhoub and save the day. Everyone is thrilled. He manages to stop the attack entirely, and the Protector's bridge they're going to have to separate now. The Thermians can't go back to Earth, but they're going to send the Galaxy Quest crew back to their home planet. And Tony Shalhoub, who's fallen in love with Lalari from before, gets to bring her home. And the Protector's Bridge separates from the vessel and carries them back to Earth while the Thermians go back into interstellar space. Then we cut to Earth, and there's another fan convention happening, and everyone's pissed that the Galaxy Quest cast has not shown up yet. And
it's the same convention, just like the
next day of it. Yeah, exactly. And they're just like, where are they? They're supposed to be here. But then they have the best entrance of all time, which is extremely expensive of an entrance.
Oh, yeah. And so dangerous.
So dangerous.
People
I was like,
probably died.
People must have died during this. The ship lands in the parking lot, like plows through every car, and then pushes itself into the convention center, right perfectly poised on stage. As the smoke settles, one by one, the Galaxy Quest cast emerges, and the announcer is like, you know, calling out the names of every actor, and everyone's cheering and so excited. Like, that was so cool. That was amazing. And it seems like they're more confident. They're happier than ever. And then, guess what? Saris.
It's not over.
It's not over. Saris emerges from the ship too, and it looks like a man in a costume, but
because it is.
Tim Allen is able to pull out a gun and shoot Saris down. Saris is finally defeated, and it to the attendees of the conference, it's the coolest fucking thing you've ever seen. Like, oh my god, of course he just defeated an enemy. Everyone cheers. They're cheering for Tim Allen. And Tim Allen's character does a sweet thing, which to show he's changed too, where he calls up the rest of the Galaxy Quest cast, and they all take a bow together, and it's very sweet and heartwarming. And then sometime later, after the convention, is like a little opener, and Galaxy Quest has been revived as a sequel series called Galaxy Quest: The Journey Continues, and all the cast reprise their roles, including Sam Rockwell's character, who's now officially in the show. And it says, like, introducing Guy, because his name's Guy. And also Lalari, the alien woman, is in the show too, which was so funny to me.
I'm guessing she just never leaves his side.
I know.
That's how I picture
That's the whole
their
relationship, is this side by side. She's handing him tools. And that is the movie, and it's like, that was such an efficient explanation of it. It is like so much funnier and like ups and downs and adventure than that, so you really do need to see it, but it was just a delight start to finish.
Oh my god, I love that.
Hi, it's Corinne. Welcome to this episode's Midbreak. Moiya is off exploring this church, and it's actually kind of creepy being here alone. Anyway, I want to give a quick and loving shout out to our patrons, as always. I hope that our sun-like stars are warm and cozy wherever they are. Thank you to Sharn Llewellyn, Lissa, and Peyton. And just a reminder, you can support us, hear your name on this pod, make it to our Patreon star chart, all by supporting us on Patreon for just about $1 an episode. And we just started offering annual memberships. If you pay for a year up front, you get 13% discount, 1% for every constellation in the zodiac. Find the star chart, Patreon info, and more at our website, palebluepod.com, or by going right to patreon.com/palebluepod. And if you can't support us financially, that's fine. We love you. You're still space. Another great way to support us is to share the show with your friends, leave us a rating and reviewing, and all that. Okay, bye.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great recap.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
Thank you, Wikipedia. Can we talk about the cast of this movie?
It is crazy.
Because everyone is in this movie.
It is so
Tim
nuts.
Allen, Sigourney Weaver.
Yes.
Alan Rickman.
I know, heartbreaking.
Tony Shalhoub playing an Asian man?
Oh, is he? That's bad.
Well, the
Tony
implication
Shalhoub is always playing someone he like like he's not Jewish, right? But he plays Mrs. Maisel's mom. Like
Mom.
Oh. Dad. Motherly.
I think he's Lebanese. But I think they were doing this like as a commentary on Leonard Nimoy playing Spock.
Yes.
Because Tony Shalhoub plays a character named Fred Kwan, who plays in Galaxy Quest, the TV show, the tech officer, Sergeant Chen or something. And so Fred Kwan, and there's a moment where Tony Shalhoub was like, Kwan isn't even my name. So like he has taken on this stage name of Fred Kwan and played an Asian character in the Galaxy Quest show. But I think in the movie, he's not Asian, and they're like commenting on how that's happened in the past.
Yes.
Which is hilarious.
It is. The layers of, or kind of like the things they chose to parody from the Star Trek world are so funny and important to parody, and not at all like diminishing people who love and are deep fans of Star Trek, but just kind of playing on the antics that we've let happen.
I can't not say this because I just watched both of these movies. The guy who played Tommy Laredo, the ensign, the person who like steers the ship.
Yes.
He was the teacher from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay, I had a thing about him too because when Galaxy Quest the show premiered in the world of this movie, it's so meta what I'm saying, if you can follow, is played by a baby Corbin Bleu.
No!
Yes, isn't that crazy?
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
I caught it in the credits and I was like, oh my god. Because Corbin Bleu is in High School Musical, for anyone listening, where he is an actual teenager, I assume. But it was so funny because you can see a baby version of him in the opening.
Oh, that's so
I mean, he's
cute.
not an actual baby, he's like a 9-year-old.
Right. But then the Thermians are like, oh, little Laredo,
you've grown up so much.
Grown.
Yes, it's so cute.
That's so cute. Also, the head Thermian is Veronica Mars's dad.
I didn't know that.
It took me half of the movie. I was looking, I was like, who is that?
I think you mean mom. Just
You're
kidding.
right. I do. It's Veronica Mars's mom.
Today, dads are moms. That's so fun. And Rainn Wilson, like we mentioned before, is one of the Thermians. And this is the film debut for Justin Long.
Wow. Rock star cast.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
really. And they're all so good at their role.
All of the Thermians were, like, being a human, pretending to be an alien, pretending to be a human. They knocked it out of the park.
And, okay, so all the Thermians look the same. They have these, like, pale white skin and these, like, really strange black bobs with blunt bangs. And I'm so curious because they've modeled everything after the show Galaxy Quest. I'm like, who did they model their human disguises after?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know. I don't think they answered it, and I didn't find it when I was, like, looking the show up, but it was... I just love that they all look the same.
Maybe we should move on to our peeves and thieves, because is that one of your peeves? That they all look the same, but it's not explained why?
It's not, but it could be, because I love that they all look the same. I just my curiosity wants to know, like, what funny American celebrity they, like, base their bodies off of.
Right. Because it's not just Galaxy Quest, the TV show that the Thermians consumed.
Right.
There's this scene where we're led to believe that they have seen other shows from the same time period, like Gilligan's Island, which they also think is a historical document.
Oh my God. They all take a moment of silence of, like, those poor people.
Poor people on that.
So funny.
So they've seen other shows, and maybe there's something else. Because it kind of looks like Spock.
It does. You're so right. It does look like Spock. I wonder... I'll bet that was a funny joke within the prop universe that they made, but I wonder if the Thermians ever saw Star Trek.
Yeah. All right, so what is your first official peeve?
Okay, so most of my peeves are, like, production things that I learned about later. I have no peeves with the actual film.
Right.
This is just, like, the behind-the-scenes stuff. So I learned this on Wikipedia. But Harold Ramis was an early pick for director of the film. I don't know what else he's done, but I can find out. But he wanted Alec Baldwin for the role of Tim Allen.
Oh.
And that's a peeve.
I feel like that would have been a different movie.
Yeah, I think it would have been a different movie, and I think it was perfectly cast. But it's a peeve that they were originally going to make this a worse movie and cast Alec Baldwin.
But you know what? It's improvement that matters, Corinne.
I agree. But apparently, this guy Harold did not agree with the casting of Tim Allen and left the project in February of 1999.
Wow. That's late.
Isn't that so dramatic?
That's so dramatic. Grow up.
And I'm like, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, Tim Allen crushed it. think there are a few peeves wrapped up in this one. So the shot where Jason, Tim Allen's character, gets covered in the goo pod and then sent back to Earth. You see him go through this big black swirling thing, and I was like, oh, that's a wormhole. Mm-hmm. And then later on, they call it a black hole.
Yes, they do. Don't
like that. I really like that. It would have been good if they had just let it be a wormhole. Which is the thing in science fiction that lets you traverse long distances without faster than light travel. And instead, they made it a black hole, which is a thing we actually know about, and we know that you can't just go into it. So that there was that. That's part of the peeve. The rest of it is that they then fade to black. After Tim Allen goes into the black hole, before he gets to his home, they fade to black. And I now know the rage that people feel when a sex scene fades to black. Because I needed to know
what goes on worse. In there.
For me, I would rather see a fade to black sex scene than a fade to black long distance space travel
Me
scene.
too, because my imagination is pretty good. I know where we're going with the sex scene, but I want to know what their interpretation of like what's going on in that tube.
Yes, exactly. I want to see how the travel works, but more than that, like more precisely, I really want to know how far away the Klaatu Nebula is from
I was wondering
Earth.
that.
Because, and this is the big part of the peeve. Our TV transmissions can only travel so far because the speed of light is finite. And assuming that Galaxy Quest the show aired in like the 70s or 80s, by the time this movie happened, it would have only had like 20 years to travel. So the farthest it would get is 20 light years. And they just like didn't answer this, so I don't know the answer, but like, I want to know, you know?
I'm imagining they like vacation in our like area, or they picked up all these documents and then they absorbed them elsewhere. It's like downloading like a Spotify playlist before you get on a plane or something.
Oh, that's good. Like if it had been a wormhole, I'm all right with electromagnetic radiation traveling through a wormhole to get to where they are. But they just didn't explain it. And that's fine. It was outside the scope of this movie, but I am curious.
Yeah, I want to know what they were thinking. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. That's my big one peeve.
Okay, so my next peeve is that apparently after most of the production was done on this movie, DreamWorks was a little confused by the film, which never makes sense to me when people are like confused by that. I'm like, I don't know. Seems like it makes sense. And I doubt the problem was like the black hole wormhole thing.
Probably not.
Because they thought it like wasn't exactly the script they greenlit. And I didn't read the original script, so I don't know how much it differs. And of course, things can change a lot in post-production. But DreamWorks pushed on with the release of this film because Columbia Pictures was putting out Stuart Little. And they needed to have a film that would compete with Stuart Little, which is so funny to me. And it's a peeve that they didn't understand this movie.
Yeah.
Because I love it so much.
Also, how is this comparable to Stuart Little?
That's what I'm thinking. But okay, so this was my next peeve, which I could jump to, which is that
just jump to that.
Galaxy Quest originally had a more adult rating, and the studio wanted them to make it family friendly. So that's why, like, there were some scenes, like, so when Sigourney Weaver's character sees the chomping things, she originally says, well, fuck that. And instead of, well, screw that. And it's because they cut out all these other scenes. Like, there were some scenes, I think, where Tony Shalhoub is, like, way flirtier with some of them, with some of the aliens. But they edited it all out so that it would be a family-friendly film instead of, like, a adult, like, tongue-in-cheek kind of action comedy.
Oh, okay.
It was also because the Rugrats movie came out from Paramount. And it was a huge box office success. So DreamWorks pushed on to have like a competing film for the younger age group. And they edited Galaxy Quest a lot, and they changed the edit to bring it down to a PG.
Wow.
I know, and I'm really curious to see like what was cut, because Wikipedia says that like some of the better and funnier scenes could have survived if like PG-13 was targeted. But I think that because they made it PG, the movie still holds up today. Like, I'll bet some of the weirder, like, sexier moments that had to get cut out were, like, would make us super uncomfortable now.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you're probably right, because 1999 was a while ago, and, like, things didn't really age well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a super kind time to, like, women or to, I don't know, homophobic jokes galore, like...
You know what? I don't recall a single homophobic joke in the movie.
That's why I'm thinking, not that every piece of art in that era had it, but there was, like, even if you watch episodes of Friends, like, from the early seasons, it is, like, it doesn't hold up quite as well as this movie did, so you have to think it was cut.
I mean, like, even in 10 Things I Hate About You, which I just watched, I think they had some homophobic jokes there, too. So, yeah.
I mean, this is assumptive
glad.
of me. I don't know, really. But I do feel like this movie wouldn't hold up quite as well if they had made it kind of more risque.
Yeah. Good peeves.
Well, that's it for my peeves.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I have a couple just, like, minor ones.
Yeah, tell me.
This is, I think, generalizable to most science fiction, but what is up with those shields on the ship that they can just go through an ancient wartime minefield and be fine? Like, okay, fine, your beryllium sphere is damaged, but, like, your ship did not fall apart. What are your shields made of? I don't understand. They're always so strong.
Yeah, they're always so strong. And I think I was curious how, if the Thermians modeled everything after this TV show, what are the odds that everything they wrote into the show, like, is functioning?
Yeah.
And I do love that they're, like, the writers of the show make no appearance in this movie. I think that's so funny.
Right. Well, because they're on strike.
They're on strike, exactly. Of course.
I felt some type of way about a sentient rock monster, but I was willing to gloss over it. Really, this thought popped into my head at the end of the movie, and I couldn't think about anything else during the credits, and it is Alex, the Alan Rickman character. He has this prosthetic headpiece because he's supposed to look like an alien that I'm pretty sure is, like, modeled after Klingons or whatever.
Yes.
His prosthetic headpiece stays on the entire movie. It must be the strongest fucking glue in the entire universe.
Like, right at the end when they finally get to the like back into the command room, he like, you can see a little tuft of hair sticking out the side, but, like, where he glued it around the scalp is so solid.
Yeah. So that got me, because it had to stay on, or else the Thermians would have realized.
Exactly. And it needs to be, like, this is something Alan Rickman's character puts on for work all the time himself. Like, I imagine he's not getting an effects crew to come in and like glue that in. It's like a DIY Halloween costume.
I wish I could have such a sturdily applied prosthetic. And then this is both a peeve and a thief. This next one of mine.
Ooh,
it bleeds in. So just the general idea of the Thermians building all of this technology purely by watching a TV show from, like, the 1980s. How? Like there's no way the TV show itself actually went into detail about how you create a neutron reactor.
No way. Or the Omega-13, literally no one knows what it does, and they were able to make one.
Like, that, I feel like they went a little bit far in the conceit in that way, but I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah, it's both, like, of course this could never happen, and also, like, I love that you've made this choice.
But to me, it indicates that the Thermians are an incredibly intelligent species, but they're so, like, incompetent when it comes to defense or, like, interplanetary relations, like with the Ceres group.
I feel like they don't have a lying bone in their body, and they don't have, like, an evil bone in their body.
Exactly. That, like, the fact that they mentioned that a few times in the movie makes me think that, like, that is a key characteristic of these people. And I just think it's very interesting world building that such a smart race of people can be so bad at war and diplomacy and all of these other things just because they don't know how to lie. Like, it really, to me, like, one theme running under this whole movie was like how powerful lying is.
Yes, you're so right. Lying is like the biggest weapon we have.
Also, apparently, if you are able to deceive, then you will kind of inevitably invent TV, is the lesson I learned from Saris immediately understanding what a TV show was.
Yes, only people who can lie can enjoy and understand television.
So let's count that as my first thief. What about you?
I love it. Okay, a lot of our thieves we touched on already. So let's see. One of them was when the Thermians look for the shoe and they all start looking at the ceiling. How Sigourney Weaver's entire job is repeating the computer. That young Laredo is Corbin Bleu. But, okay, here's the first one. So apparently Tim Allen, apparently has some sci-fi knowledge, and when the crew lands on the alien planet with the cute baby monsters, Tim Allen is the one who brought up the issue of a breathable atmosphere, which
I thought
gave
it was Sam
way.
Rockwell.
Well, Tim Allen during production, I guess, brought it up because Sam Rockwell's character gives such a funny delivery of why are you opening that door? Can we breathe? Is there an atmosphere here? And then they do, and then they open the door, and then everyone's fine, and they're like, seems good. Which I thought was such a funny line.
Yes, that moment was also one of my peeves.
Yes.
Just in general, Tony Shalhoub's demeanor throughout this entire movie. When he is transported to the ship in the goo pod for the first time, and he gets there, and he was like, "Oh, that was something."
Yeah.
That's his reaction to being transported through
so
space.
Funny. I loved it.
Funny. And so the scene where they get to the cannibal cute people planet, Sam Rockwell says that, hey, can we even breathe? Tony Shalhoub, he sniffs the air, he breathes a little bit, and he shrugs and says, "Seems okay."
Yeah, it was so funny.
So good.
It was so
that
good.
entire sequence. I love everything about Tony Shalhoub's character. He is one of my thieves.
He was consistently so funny.
But without seeming like he was really trying that hard.
Yeah, it was kind of like being a fun, a straight man for the other comedy, but then being so funny himself.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what else we have. So apparently Alan Rickman took the role because he, quote, "I love comedy almost more than anything. This really is one of the funniest scripts I've read." And I just love that because I associate Alan Rickman with being a refined actor. So, and that is kind of what his character is in this movie, but he plays it so well. He's so funny that I just am so glad he took the role.
The most heartwarming moment in the movie is Alan Rickman at the end.
Yes.
So through one of the things that Alan Rickman's character has to do at these conventions is say a line from the show over and over again, and it's, "By Grabthar's hammer, you will be avenged."
Yes.
But he hates saying it.
He hates doing it.
But there's this moment at the end of the movie where one of the Thermians dies, and Alan Rickman, you can see him swallowing his pride and feeling knowing that this was the thing that person needed to hear right before they died, and he said it, and chills.
It's so sincere, it's so sweet, and I loved it.
So good.
Before the release of this movie, they did a promotional mockumentary video called Galaxy Quest 20th Anniversary, The Journey Continues, that aired on E! Pretending that Galaxy Quest was a real show and an actual cult hit. And I think that's so funny to just do this kind of, world building marketing campaign. And I haven't seen it at all. I didn't even look up clips. I don't know if they're out there, but I just love that idea.
I love the idea of gaslighting the public into thinking that there's this popular show that they have, that they just forgot about.
Exactly, I know. And it does feel like the perfect companion piece to this, to just build out the kind of grudges that the actors have against their former roles and what the fans love. Loved it. And of course, that is kind of my last official thief because I love everything about this movie and I can't bore you with every joke I thought was so funny.
I know, but we wish we could, and you should just watch the movie yourself so that you can laugh at all the jokes along with us. I have a few thieves that we've talked about too. I put the cute little cannibal lizard guys on my thief list because they're cute as fuck. And I like their little butts.
They
and
really
their
are
tiny
cute.
teeth. Yeah. I love goo as a protective spacesuit.
That was so funny.
It is kind of like the equitable spacesuit that I wish we all had, because right now
I'm surprised we don't use that that more in fiction.
Yeah, it seems like it's a good mechanism for science fiction showing space travel, but it is equitable and like accessible in a way that our real life Earth spacesuits are not. Did you know that one of the reasons women weren't allowed to be astronauts for a long time was because they made the spacesuits in standard sizes that were too big for most women?
Yeah, the suits are not.
But you don't have that problem with goo suits.
No, goo suits fit you.
One size fits all.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's amazing. So I love a goo suit as the spacesuit. I think that a lot of the sci-fi necessities were expositioned well in this movie. By that I mean like seamlessly through dialogue.
Yes.
So when you first meet the Thermians, they're all talking to Jason, who's Tim Allen's character, except for Leiliari, who like isn't saying anything, and then when she's addressed by Jason, she just like screams. And the other Thermians are like, her translator is broken. And so like that's a great way to let us know that there is a translator. They can break. These aliens don't speak English. Like it works.
Yes.
They brought in the like appearance generator to point at how not all aliens are humanoid, which listeners know is one of my biggest pet peeves. And so I just think that they did exposition really well.
They did, and also everything they introduced is used more than once. Like the translator is used again, the disguise is used again as like a crucial plot point.
Yeah.
The Rockman comes back later as like a crucial moment. Everything felt necessary to the story, which I think is so thrilling for an audience to just recognize things again, and it makes it feel like a very thoughtful piece.
And then I adored the Thermians in their native form. Very cephalopod, so cute.
Yes.
More aliens like that, please.
Yeah, I love a calamari alien.
I love that they strongly hinted at a sex scene between Tony Shalhoub's character and
that must be the deleted
Leiliari.
scene.
It must be, because like she had her tentacles out. And there's the moment where I think it's Sam Rockwell's character behind just like reacting to what he sees in front of him.
Yes.
Hilarious. All right, so now it is time to score.
I love it.
What do we want to score these out of? It's Galaxy Quest, so we could use galaxies, or we could use like Omega 13s.
I was gonna say Omega 13s.
All right, it's an Omega 13. And how many Omega 13s they get will determine how far back in time they could go.
Oh, it's so true.
All right, so for those of you who haven't heard any of our movie review episodes before, we are going to be scoring Galaxy Quest on our very fancy rubric system. There are 5 different categories. We start with story, and then move on to scenery, which we think of as a combination of writing and production. Then we move on to steaminess, and we all know what that means. And then there's scientific accuracy, my favorite category, and of course, the soothing quality of the movie. How soothing is it? So let's start with story. Corinne, out of 3 Omega 13s.
I gotta give it 3.
We gotta give it 3. There's no extra stuff. Like it's lean, it's good. Everything you see is used.
That's a great
serves
way.
a purpose.
It's efficient and lean. Exactly.
Yeah. 3 Omega 13s. Scenery, writing and production.
You know, I want to give this 3 again.
I know you do. And I do too. Because the writing, on point. For a movie in 1999.
Yeah.
Actually it looks pretty good.
It looks really good. And also it is kind of not mocking, but like kind of satirizing a studio set of Star Trek, which is supposed to look exactly like that. So they nailed it.
Yes, they did. All right. Steaminess.
Tough one because there isn't a whole lot of steamy stuff, but Sigourney Weaver's so gorgeous.
So gorgeous.
Yeah, maybe 2?
I would give it a 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would give it a 1, and that 1 for me is coming from Sigourney Weaver looking incredible in this movie. Notice that when they give a little clip of the renewal for Galaxy Quest, the reboot, she has a different outfit. Whereas before, her outfit zipped up, so the zipper would fall down and you'd just see all the cleavage.
Yeah.
In the reboot, it's not a zipper, like it's a full just like neckline.
Yes.
So it's coming from Sigourney Weaver looking hot, and that brief hint of an alien human sex scene.
Yeah, and they cut that out. So
a
1 it is.
Scientific accuracy.
Okay.
They didn't fall into most of the big traps. They didn't have noise out in space, as far as I could tell. They didn't have too many humanoid-looking aliens.
Right.
Beryllium does not naturally form in spheres. I don't even. Oh, there was this line. I wrote it down in my notes, but it's out of my recording studio. It's when Jason gets to the ship, they talk about, like, oh, I'm so sorry, we can't communicate. There's a reflective flux field coming from the galactic axis.
Yes,
we're too close to the galactic axis. I'm like, what is galactic axis?
What?
My most generous interpretation of that is that they mean the axis of rotation for the galaxy, so they're just like close to the galactic center, but they could be above or below it. A reflective flux field. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Like it's reflecting all of the radiation that you're sending out? I don't know.
Not super clear.
It makes no sense. This movie, not scientifically accurate at all, but it's also not trying to present itself as scientifically accurate. So for that, I would also give it a 1.
Yeah. I feel like okay. What about the fact that the Thermians were able to replicate everything from the show? In that way, they were super accurate. Maybe 1.5.
Okay. For the Thermians, it gets 1.5.
The science that we said doesn't make sense.
Nope, not at all. All right, the soothing factor.
Soothing.
Is this movie soothing to you?
I don't know if it is soothing, but it ended and I was in a great mood.
Okay, so not soothing in like helping you feel better about the universe at large, but on the micro, immediate scale, like you felt nice.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So like a 2?
Yeah, I think that's great.
Good. All right, then 3, 9, 10 and a half. So
let's see, 13 seconds.
136.5 seconds. So a little over 2 minutes.
2 minutes back. That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of mistakes you can fix.
Yeah, really. Good luck to them.
That might be too much time.
That might be, that might like end up being a waste of time. Like, when you go back too far in like a podcast.
I feel like there's a bimodal distribution of how far you want to be able to go back in time. Like either a little bit so you can correct a specific thing, or like a long time so you can change a very consequential thing. But things in the middle there, it's
not quite right.
It's like I'm either not here long enough or I'm here too long, and it's weird.
Totally agree.
All right, so we have given Galaxy Quest 10 and a half Omega-13s out of 15 Omega-13s.
It's pretty high.
But we both think that like the movie itself is so entertaining. It's so worth the watch.
It's so great. It's one of those movies that I really wish I wrote. I really wish I got there first. I'm going to Omega-13 back to 1998. Put my name on that script.
I need a lot of Omega-13s.
I need a huge Omega-13. I gotta get started.
You know what? I really wonder. Saris didn't know what the Omega-13 was.
Right.
But he thought it was like this weapon of mass destruction, maybe. But like, I wonder what he would have used the Omega-13 for.
That's a great question. Maybe watching TV, because he's the only species that has it besides humans.
Probably. It's like, oh, I really want to see that scene again. But their planet does not have rewind.
Yes, they have TV, but they don't have rewind. You can only catch things once.
Mm-hmm. So that's what he'll use the Omega-13 for. So good. Oh, yeah, I think that's it.
So remember, wherever you are, never give up and never surrender. And you are space.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Pod was created by Moiya McTier and Corinne Caputo with help from the Multitude Productions team. Our theme music is by Evan Johnston, and our cover art is by Shay McMullen. Our audio editing is handled by the incomparable Misha Stanton.
Stay in touch with us and the universe by following @PaleBluePod on Twitter and Instagram, or check out our website, palebluepod.com. We're a member of Multitude, an independent podcast collective and production studio. If you like Pale Blue Pod, you will love the other shows that live on our website at multitude.productions.
If you want to support Pale Blue Pod financially, join our community over at patreon.com/palebluepod. For just about $1 per episode, you get a shout out on one of our shows and access to director's commentary for each episode. The very best way, though, to help Pale Blue Pod grow is to share it with your friends. So send this episode, this link, to one person who you think will like it, and we will appreciate you for forever.
Thanks for listening to Pale Blue Pod. You'll hear us again next week.
Bye.